Thank you, Leader Ort. I just had a thought when the leader was talking about how we have this mass exodus of people and businesses in New York State. Maybe this legislation, if it's passed, this gas hike, maybe it'll reverse that trend, right? Because maybe, just maybe, people won't be able to afford the gas to put into the U-Haul. I mean, it's crazy. But I know, I don't want to speak for all my colleagues, but I think it's safe to say this, that whenever we consider a bill in the New York State Senate, one of the first questions we ask ourselves is, how is this going to impact my constituents? What impact is this going to have on them, their families, the local businesses? And I think you heard from the leader, the answer is so simple and so clear when it comes to this piece of legislation. It's going to devastate everyone. It's going to hit everyone in this state. Virtually every single resident and business in the state will pay the price. And as the leader said, according to the Business Council, this bill is going to increase the cost of gas by 55 cents per gallon. The cost of home heating oil, propane, natural gas will increase by about 25%. And I was talking to Senator Tedisco earlier today about how when gas prices go up, right, we have this domino effect, if you will. When the gas price goes up, the cost of transportation to deliver your food goes up. That's going to hit everyone in New York State. The cost of construction materials. A lot of us are working on our homes right now. The weather's getting nice. All those home supplies, those construction materials, the costs are going to go up. The cost of health care is going to be impacted by this. And I think about so many of us here who our communities rely on the economic stimulus driven by tourism. Tourism is going to be impacted by this increase in the gas taxes. And honestly, when we think about it, I think that the people most impacted by this are going to be senior citizens and people who are lower income residents. And really, it's going to disproportionately affect upstate New Yorkers who rely on our vehicles to get to our jobs, to get our kids to school, to their after-school activities. If you use gas or diesel in your car, in your truck, or in your tractor, if you live in a farming community, you are going to experience a dramatic increase in the cost of gas. If you heat your home with natural gas, with propane or fuel oil, you're going to pay more, a lot more. And if you power your business, your manufacturing business with heating oil or propane, you're going to pay more. You're also going to pay a lot more too because of your supply chain, right? Those transportation costs again are going to go up. The cost of your supplies are going to increase. Our businesses are struggling. They're begging us for help. We're not through this pandemic yet. People are not back to work yet. I'm not sure there's ever a good time for a tax increase. I would say no, but now it's shocking to me that this bill has been brought up. Whether you're a CNA in Seneca County, a machinist in Wayne County, a manufacturer in Ontario County, or a farmer in Cayuga County, or you own a business in Webster and Lansing, you're going to pay more under this bill. I just wanted to mention on Saturday out in my district, there was a Recruit New York event. That's recruitment of volunteer firefighters who we rely on in our district. And I had a couple come up to me and say, Pam, can we talk to you in private for a moment? I said, sure. And the first question they asked me, they were a retired couple, they told me that, and then they said, Pam, is it true? And I'm thinking to myself, is what true? And they wanted to know, is it true that we're going to pay 55 cents a gallon more for our gas? Is the cost of our home heating oil going to go up? And the answer was yes. If this bill is passed, it will go up. And the woman I was talking to was almost in tears. She's like, we barely go anywhere now. We go to the grocery store, we go to our doctor's appointments, and we go to visit our grandkids. How are we going to afford more to do those things? How are we going to afford to heat our house? What are we supposed to do? I think the message is very simple and it's very clear. Local families, our seniors, our farmers, and our business community, they can't afford this. The state can't afford this if it wants to compete for economic investment and jobs. Yesterday, I had a call with a CEO of a large business. They have a worldwide business, but they have a corporate location in my district. And I was talking to him about, how beautiful New York is and all the benefits of doing business here in New York State, but honestly, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, my God, if this bill is passed, if the producer responsibility is passed, it is going to crush that business, and they are not going to think twice about pulling out of here and taking the 800 jobs they offer right now with them. We really and truly can't expect struggling families and individuals to go out and purchase an electric vehicle for $30,000 or more, or invest $20,000 in a new heating system for their homes. I think about the restaurants and the bars that are still struggling, right? They're not up to 100% capacity. We're still pushing for that. The governor's still not taking that action, and the majority is still not doing anything to correct that situation. But think about those restaurants and bars. How are they surviving with takeout and delivery services? Now, if that delivery person has to go out and purchase an electric vehicle, and even prior to that, if they have to pay this increase in gas taxes, are they going to be able to survive? I think we all know the answers to that. So I just want to wrap up by saying that the argument that that this bill offers some New Yorkers a rebate, that is foolish. That is absolutely foolish, and it's nonsense. You go out and you talk to anyone in your district, and you ask them if they could wait a year for the state of New York to give them a rebate. No. Single parents are struggling, right? They're at the gas pump, and they're struggling to get that last 10 bucks out of their pocket to be able to put that gas in their tank, to get their kids to daycare, and to get to work. They cannot wait a year. This is a foolish proposal. It's a ridiculous proposal. We all want to do everything we can to reduce carbon emissions. We're this group right here, these Republicans right here, we are committed to protecting our environment. But the way to protecting our environment is not by adding new taxes.